Welcome to Shepherd's Coffee Talk. This week we're continuing on our series on body shapes, and today we're talking about the pear.
The pear with Elaine Charon, who is our body shape expert today. Elaine, can you tell us what makes a pear a pear?
Yes. So similarly to last week's segment on the hourglass, the pear is a curvy girl as well. Her proportions are different, however, and we're going to see a little more with the help of our models, Hoda and Donna.
So Donna, a sales associate here at Shepherd's, is representing our neat pear. What defines the neat pear? Okay, so it's all about proportion. So if you look at the shoulder line, it's delicate, it's not broad. The bust line as well is a smallish bust line, and this is in proportion to the hip line. So as we may have mentioned before, there were three heights of hip in terms of body shape. There's the high hip, which is right at the hip bone. A few inches lower is what we call the mid hip. The lower hip is for the pear, what is the widest part of her hip, okay? So any kind of little extra pounds, if you're eating a little bit of ice cream at night, Donna, where does it go?
Right here.
Right there,
Mhm.
okay.
One bowl here, one bowl there.
One bowl here, one bowl. All right, let's talk about the midsection. So typically the pear has a lot of great real estate right here between the bust and the waist. The waist is situated a little lower. Because this happens, she typically has a lower rise than an hourglass, which is also a curvy shape. Okay, so what we want to do in dressing her to rebalance the silhouette is to reposition the waist often, and that will visually lengthen the leg line.
Mm-hmm.
Could I get you to turn sideways? And you're going to see here a lovely little bubble, and that is indicative of a pear. Great, great little bubble. And then typically, as we've mentioned, because she is so long in the upper body, she's typically a little shorter in the leg line. So Donna, thank you so much for
My
joining
pleasure,
us.
dear. Thank you.
So here we are with Hoda, a customer service specialist here at Shepherd's. Welcome, Hoda. So Hoda is what we call our accentuated pear. She has a good shoulder line, but it's somewhat delicate. It's not broad. She has a very much a length here in the midsection torso. The belly kind of lays flat in the pear. If she puts on any extra pounds, that's not where it goes. Again, it goes here to the thigh. Okay, and it's what we call again the lower hip. So you can see that is the widest, broadest part of the body. So in dressing you to balance out your shape, we're going to add some vertical lines, remove any kind of horizontals that could lay against the widest part. And then could I ask you to turn, please? Yeah. So as we mentioned last week, with the hourglass shape, there is a sway in the back, and because the pear shape is also a curvy shape, you'll quite often find this sway as well. And again, that lovely rounded tush. Beyonce, move over. And as the waist is indented again at the front, you'll notice that it's quite indented at the back. So it's almost like dressing two different body shapes. Okay? Mm-hmm. Thank you, Hoda.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So that's interesting. You see a lot of pears in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some tips on what they should be looking for when they're dressing themselves? As you say, balancing their silhouette.
That's right. So typically we want to remove the visual accentuation from the widest part of her hip, bring it up towards that swan-like neck, the shoulder area, and that beautiful face. So here we have Donna in her first look. Okay, so we've placed her in Simply's new pieces, the wider leg pant and the top. So what works for her here is that we've added a little more coloration print on the top, so the eye is focused, on the top of the body.
And you're going to a wider pant for a pear, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that you don't define that. I mean, it's really kind of that
Floats over
the
the
thigh.
thigh.
Yes, the
The
wider
thigh
part of
area,
the.
yeah.
Notice the necklace as well. Because she is smaller busted, she can do these big,
right.
accentuated, dramatic necklaces.
And it's true what you say, it draws the attention up, and you've got the striping, so it makes your focus go to that, as opposed
Exactly.
to where maybe you don't want people's attention. It's really a balanced look. That looks great.
Yes. Okay, now here she is. So again, Simply, we went to the go-to tee for her. But what we wanted to do is accentuate that prime real estate because she has quite a long upper body, she can do this super big wide belt and beautifully accentuate the waist and bring it up a little bit, repositioning it really close to the bust line. Again, because she's smaller in the bust, she can do this.
We'd love to know which one do you like better.
Yeah.
Tell us. But I mean, two different looks. You want to show off the waist or you want to hide it. This looks great.
It's beautiful.
The color here is
Beautiful.
magnificent.
So we've color blocked her, but again to the Pear's advantage, to bring the light, the coloration closer to the face. The hemline here is very, very important as well. It's kind of scribbled so you're not sure where that wider hip is, right?
But again, what's simply so brilliant here is they nip in right underneath
Yeah.
the bust line.
Yeah.
So again, gives the feminine curve a little bit. And this neckline is nice on Donna because she's got a lovely swan-like neck, so
Yes.
she can take the higher mandarin collar.
It breaks up the length of the neckline, which sometimes is a good thing, right? So those bateau necklines, everything, you know, the more the better, closer to the neckline for the Pear in principle.
And it's a good point to watch that neckline as a way to draw attention. Look
Yes.
at this.
Okay, this is a
Beautiful.
dress. Kathy, you have this
I
dress,
do.
right?
I have the black version. Yeah, I love it.
Great. So this is super because it's an empire waist again. So we're working in, let's say, 1/3, 2/3 dressing on the dress. Donna doesn't like to show her legs, so she goes to a legging look here. Okay, which is quite nice. It just adds a little kind of personality to it. It still shows that streamlined leg. But here we went to a boot because we wanted to not break up the length of the leg, right?
Yeah.
And we also added a necklace in the neckline.
But I mean, this dress is very nice for even apple shapes too, but
Yes.
Pears because again, it camouflages that hip area, nice big pockets, right?
Yes.
And the hourglass, I have this, and I love how it looks.
Yep.
It's great on an inverted triangle. This is a dress actually that works
Fits a lot of people,
It's
yeah.
universally flattering.
It's from
for
Ripkoff,
so many.
right?
It's
Joseph
Joseph
Ripkoff.
Ripkoff.
And that
Now,
color.
and we've added the scarf here as a strategic accessory because again, for the Pear, we want to maximize the width of the shoulder. So this big wrap acts, you know, that way you could go to epaulettes, shoulder pads, a structured jacket.
So basically, she can have detailing up top,
Right.
Yes.
and more not a slim pant, more of a wider pant.
Here's Hoda. So she's our accentuated Pear. So again, we've color blocked her strategically. That white shirt, so the white is picking up the light, right? And it's
Right.
a structure, think of it as a jacket almost. It structures the shoulder. It really kind of captivates the neckline. And then the pant, this is new from Simply, is because it's an empire waist, it brings the waist up visually. We're removing the accentuation from the wider hip line and adding verticals with the shape of the pant and the print of the pant. She's 5'2".
She's petite and she's wearing. You would think as a petite person, you couldn't wear a wide pant like
Well, Marlene, you were saying too, a lot of people are reluctant because it looks like a lot of pant.
that.
Yes.
Yeah, but it looks great. Some really interesting examples of dressing a Pear. What can we take away from this?
So once you know your body, you know your shape, first off, embrace those beautiful hips. Secondly, look to fabrics, color blocking, vertical lines, and knowing where to place them as guidelines to help you flatter your shape. Once you know what the guidelines, the rules are, you can break them however you wish.
Exactly. Yep.
We're looking forward to the next coffee talk. What are we talking about next time?
The inverted triangle.
Oh, good. So stay tuned. See you next Sunday.